Hey, welcome to Quick Looks at the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby, and I will be showing off Everspace 2 to chase Kinnicky.
No, you'll be showing Everspace to me. Yes.
Everspace to YouTube, potentially.
Oh, wow. Well done. Yeah.
Yes.
Everspace 2 to me to YouTube.
There it is. That's the Quick Look,
Easy.
folks.
No problem.
Chase. Everspace 2. Let's just cut to the chase here. Not cut to you, but cut to the actual chase.
Wow.
We got to stop.
You're not supposed to cut me. Don't do that.
Yes. We've talked about this game a lot on this on our podcast. We've streamed this. I've streamed it. Not you. I certainly have. And Everspace 2, the game we've loved in early access, is now 1.0, and we're going to give it a proper quick look together. What do you know about this game?
I know you won't shut up about it.
Yep.
No. So Everspace 2, this is developed by Rockfish Games. It's been out in early access since 2020, June of 2020, I believe.
Sounds right.
But now it has come out of early access. This is 1.0, releasing April 6, 2023. It is on Xbox. It is on PlayStation, both 4 and 5, and Xbox One and Xbox Series X. It's on PC, which is where you're playing this. I assume it's the Steam version.
Yes.
And then Google says Nintendo Switch maybe eventually. I don't know if I actually believe that. I know the first one is on the Switch, but the first one's also not what this game is. Like, this game is much more open, and I guess that's really going to be my first question. How open is this on a scale of Everspace 1, which is more like a run-based roguelike-y thing, and No Man's Sky, which is maybe the biggest, openest thing I can think of at the moment?
I mean, it's very, very open. I don't know if we're No Man's Sky open, but this is an incredibly open game, full of map icons, quests. This is an action RPG. This is a very arcade, open world RPG. You just happen to be a pilot with some kick-ass ships. It gets very open, and each one of these are their own area that you can warp into. What's up?
I was a hiccup. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought I took your breath away there for a second.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just guffawing at the size of this. That's obviously what it was. Can you get out of the ship, or are you always piloting a ship?
You are always there's some really cool hand-drawn like cinematics that happen where you see your character, who is the same character from the first one, outside of the ship, and that's it. But you are always in the ship whenever you're playing the game. And as I called out, this is not a sim by any stretch. This is a straight up like arcade shooter. If you have been around video games for the last few decades, you maybe have heard of a game called Freelancer. This game has... Oh, hang on a second. This music's just too fucking good.
Okay.
It's just too fucking good, man. It does not have to go as hard as it does out here. So I'll just set that as a spot little target, and I'll chat with you a little bit. So yeah, Freelancer was a game that came out decades ago, and this plays a lot like, I've heard it compared to Diablo in space, because it's a looter shooter in space. Oh, somebody needs our help. Let's go see what that's about. And you get to pick up quests. You are upgrading skill trees. You are upgrading NPC support. You can get multiple ships that operate more as a class. So let's talk about that for a second. You see those little guys that just popped up around me? I will tell you that I feel this is pretty much, what if my ship was a necromancer? And I can't really show it off to you.
Okay.
Well, here I can do it this way. So I'm in photo mode right now. The reason I say that my ship is actually called a Vindicator. If you kill other ships, or when you destroy their ships, they leave behind wreckage that you can reanimate into these drones that you can have up to 5 around you. And this ship fucking rules. It was not in early access, at least when I stopped playing early access. And I fucking love this. This is so cool.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, would you mind going back to the photo mode real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, Bobby, but This game looks nice.
This game looks, I'm glad you said that, Chase, because I think this is one of the better looking games I've played in a while. I love what they've done with each environment. I've got full control to move around in this photo mode.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, those glare effects look really nice.
I know.
It just looks sharp. Did somebody from Bungie work on these skyboxes? Jesus Christ.
I know, dude. Look at them. And then the other thing too, like while we're in the photo mode, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, which they say that that's like the preferred method, which is kind of interesting for a game like this. But anyway, if you hold down the right mouse button,
you can get your rule of thirds going on. Nice.
You get your rule of thirds, and then upper right hand corner, if I just push in my middle mouse button, you can switch between modes. So if I wanted to change the aperture and focus in, I can also set the focus point there, and then we can zoom in and change this stuff up. Exposure. There's all kinds of cool shit you can do.
A solid photo mode.
Yeah. You've got a few different methods to move. I'm holding down, and you can see I'm holding down shift, and on the left-hand side, that blue bar is like your stamina. I can also hold down F and go into a kind of not quite like a hyperdrive, but what do they call it? I'll see what it says here in a second. It pops up in the upper right hand corner. Cruise drive. That's right. So let's call out what just happened there. I ran through some acid, which was not good. So I've got some corrosion damage happening there. If you look in the upper left hand corner, you've got 3 bars. Every ship has that. Well, that is standard of cross ships. Maybe some ships might not have a shield. Top blue bar is your shield, the yellow bar is your armor, and the red is your hull integrity. My class has the drones, and each one of those circles represents a drone that I have. The red circle is its health bar. I have an alt, which is available. That's that yellow diamond. Over on the right is my XP that goes into my current level. Bottom right hand corner is your consumables, and your secondary weapon. Left is your current abilities and your weapon that you have equipped at the time. My ship has from an equipment standpoint, I have primary slots 2. I have a secondary weapon. I have consumables up to 4. And I currently have equipped an EMP generator and a quantum entangler. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Bobby, what does that shit even mean?
That's absolutely what I was thinking.
Well, an EMP generator is pretty straightforward. This is going to do a gigantic burst and basically just makes all the ships dead in the water that are around you, or in this case, dead in space. And then this quantum entangler, any damage done to the user will also be applied to the target with 40% increased intensity for 14 seconds. So if I activate that, it's very good, as you can see. The next step up, which we'll go ahead and do, I saved this here. I've got device upgrade points I can put into it. So now I've gone up by 1, and that's given me 50%, and I can max this out, and then it kind of becomes like a permanence of what you've got on there. And I can also reset abilities with it. I can come in here and swap it out, because you can pick these up in the game, and you can switch these out on the fly if you want to, and you can level them up as you see fit, which is really great. You have custom styles for your ship. I can only do that when I'm at a station, but I'll show that here in a second. I went over maps. We've got perks. Holy shit, we have perks. This is you were Adam, and every 5 levels you get to choose one of these items. I'm currently in combat, so these are locked, but you can switch between these however you want. So I can have one from each area. So right now I've got killing an enemy instantly triggers a shield recharge, which is helpful. And then for downtime warrior, I have weapons require 15% less energy for each device that is on cooldown. So if I use my abilities and they're on cooldown, this is going to help me stay alive. This guy, Ben, I can put resources in here as I've been doing. So I'll add those into it, and then I'll finish this off, and I'll finish that off as well. And now I've upgraded my tractor beam to level 2. As Hive says.
Who's Ben exactly? Is he like another guy on your ship? Is he like
he's back he's back at the home base with you right now. So you are,
I see.
You meet new people, and when you meet them, they give you the option to have their own skill trees that you can increase and have that as running passive abilities alongside your character, which is great.
Okay.
Inventory is the same thing that you would kind of expect. Like you've got rare, uncommon, common, and upwards. You are picking up craftable items. You can craft a whole lot of shit in this game, which is really cool. So you get blueprints for weapon types. So I can craft any of these on the fly and they'll be at the level that I am. I have not unlocked blueprints for the superior, rare, or uncommon yet, but you can see down there at the bottom, power coupling, circuitry, the types of shit I'm going to need to upgrade stuff here, which will be very handy. You can also modify things that you've already got. So if you really found a weapon you like, you can dump money and resources into it and make it more, which is great. So that really cool shit. We'll talk a little bit more about the ships when we get back to the hangar, but for the time being, we had a distress call, and that distress call will sometimes have either defend somebody or rescue somebody or like a hide and seek. Really cool types of quests, and now I can pull all items around me in with my tractor beam that I just upgraded, and we got those items here. It plays so good too. Like, it just has quite the handling to it, which
it looks smooth.
It's very smooth. And my ship is it's in the heavy class, and you can definitely feel that compared to some of my other ships that I've used on here. Let's search this wreckage.
How many types of ships have you encountered so far?
I've gotten 2 myself, but there are places that you can buy new ships, and there's a few different types. So like, I called this one more of a necromancer. Yeah. There's like barbarians, there's rogue agents, or not rogue agents, I'm sorry, there's rogues. There's all kinds of shit you can check out. Let me get back out of here, and we'll actually fly in to a hangar where I can show you some of the other ship types.
Okay.
So this is Cedo Chase. This is the first area that you hang out in. From here, you have your home base. This is like the main one that you can go back to. That's where your NPCs hang out. And then over here, we're going to go to, is this the one that I want to go to? Not Union Bridge. Where is it at? Here we go. This location. So then I can just find my located icon here and set this to autopilot. And then you can take a look at your ship while it's cruising. Zoom out and zoom in. It's a very cool looking game.
It's got a look to it.
It's got a look, man.
The closest thing I feel that I've seen to this has been Chorus. And that was a game we took a look at. Was that last year, 2 years ago? Feels like forever since we...
I know. I think that was last year. No, that wasn't last year. That was 2 years ago, I think.
So how is this comparing to something like that?
That Chorus was a like narrative driven, very straightforward game. This one feels like an open world RPG, which happens to be like my favorite genre of video games. The writing's really sharp in this. The customization is through the roof, and the perks of like getting loot that can then build some really fucked up shit as far as like exploiting your abilities. I can only imagine for this class, like I'll get more drones, or they'll have other abilities that they can get. It's really impressive, like how this feels so similar while still being like its own thing for sure.
How can we help you today?
So this is a different type of location. There's going to be a job board here, a shop, the ship dealer. I thought that would be really important to show off. If I wanted to come in here, I can buy consumable items. I can buy actual weapons. I can offload my shit here as well. More to come on how that will play out, but let's go take a look at the ships. A striker happens to be on my short list of things to get. It's a very aggressive, a very fast ship, and there's a bunch of different models of what this ship looks like. So each ship has like basically an ass, a nose, and wings that you can upgrade on it and change. So if I bought this striker, I might be able to find a different, let's call it like a body kit, somewhere out in the open, where I'm like, I really like these wings, but I want that front end. And you can make this, and you find new paint and all kinds of lighting. You can really customize down to the like decal, light, tint, all that shit. It's really cool. Vindicator is what I'm driving right now, or piloting, I should say. It is over on the right, by the way. If you look, it'll show you like what you're gaining from it. There's different tiers, so all these in blue are a tier 2 versus a tier 1 plus and a tier 1. Scout is a really cool looking tiny glass cannon. Very, very little shield, very little armor, very little hull, but the handling and the range, like they even make like a sniper rifle for it, and you can do a stealth thing where you go invisible. A lot of fun stuff to do with this, especially if you're driving. not driving, but like racing, because there are some racing missions.
Okay.
If we come over here to the interceptor, this is what you start off with. It's just like your all-arounder. This is your warrior class. Fucking good shit across the board, but nothing too crazy. Down here for Vanguard, this is going to be in the light class, but it's going to have a little bit more maneuverability to it. And then the gunship. This thing is the Hulk. You can put so many fucking weapons on this. It'll have 2 primary and up to 3 I'm sorry, 2 secondary, 3 primary, which is really cool. They're slow as hell though. And
Sure, yeah.
very little shield. What do you think about the styles of the ships?
I think they're pretty good. I definitely like that top one that you showed.
This guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like those wings. I think that's cool.
Yes, and if you wanted to purchase it, you could see purchasing options are buy and send your current one to home base, buy and transfer that to your home base, or you can sell your current one and it basically just get an offset there for it. So this is a really expensive one. I'm saving my money right now to try and get to one of these here.
Okay.
Let me grab a job off the board here. Minesweeper. Let's do item retrieval.
So it does look like it's pulling from the Diablo loot aesthetics, or the loot UI of the kind of white, green, blue.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
it go up to a purple and even higher?
Yeah, there is here in the crafting, you can see how they call it. What is the actual term?
Superior, I thought I saw.
Yeah, superior.
Yeah.
So
there isn't any sort of like Destiny style exotic that is.
I'm trying to remember, man. I think when I was playing the early access, I had something that was superior, but I thought maybe I did get an exotic item that was off of that. So I'm gonna head over here and see if we can get into some shooting again. Show some of that off, and see if I can get a little bit of money for us while we're doing it. I think you would really enjoy this game, Chase.
Yeah, from what I remember seeing of you, I know you streamed this at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I seem to remember it looking really cool. I mean, if it came to a Nintendo Switch, I think I'd jump on it. But even knowing that it's on PlayStation, it might be. I could see myself picking this up.
Yeah, and you got that very capable PC at home too. That would
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound right.
Trust me, I know. So I think there was a scroll over here. Can I see? No, just an explosive type. So there's enemy health bars. That one has a bit of a armor on it, so you want to have some template matching with weapon types. If I go back in here we go. So you can see you have kinetic and you have energy. Kinetic is going to work on the hull, where energy would work on the shield. So I might be in a spot where I'd want to switch these around or attack and lead with this. If I can get close to that one, this is like a shotgun. So let me show what I'm talking about with that. I'll switch over to this guy and try and whittle that down a bit. Speed up. All right. Oh, there, my drones, which are so badass, already beat me to it.
just having a little fun out there. Is all what the drones do is shoot? Do they like repair you or do anything else, or is it just?
It's pretty much that. So I can also have them. Well, sorry, they regenerate 1% of their hull per second. That's a passive that they have on there.
Their own health. Okay.
Yeah, and then the ultimate, which is greatly increases your drone's fire rate and synchronizes them to the attack that I choose. And then if I only, because they can die off, so if I only had one, it will temporarily spawn any of the missing ones to get you to your total, which is handy. And I'll show you what that looks like. I don't need it here, but and this is what it looks like whenever you have a drone that you can reanimate. So I've got those up there that are hurt. I hit that, it'll repair them and go from there. And that's my ultimate. You can see I'm more connected. They come in and just start melting.
Yeah, that's that seems rude.
It's very much that. I find it to be good in the best way possible, but I love this class so much. It's a ton of fun. And then I can see if I can fire off one of my rockets there. It's not tracking that one. Why are you not tracking him? What's going on with that?
How has the difficulty been? Do you feel like you're being challenged much?
Yeah, for sure. They definitely have you outnumbered and outgunned a lot of the times, and you oftentimes are going up against things that are either right at your level or a few above. And you do need to have the right resources handy sometimes. Like you need to have abilities to heal or disable them. Like I'll fire my EMP charge on these guys so you can see what that looks like. And then that'll be really bad for them and easy for us.
Mm-hmm. Are there difficulty options when you first load this up, or is it just okay, good.
So I fired my EMP, the guy that the drones just took out. Oh, look at that ship color too. Hell yeah. What did we get? Window. Okay, I got a bittersweet window color. Nice. Difficulty, you can change that right at the beginning whenever you set it up. You can go down to story mode. So they have like story mode, easy, normal. There's a few other versions of that that goes up towards the harder difficulty.
How have you been finding a story?
It's like cool. So yeah, you are, you're
acting, is there
full VO.
What's going on?
So Adam is a clone, and that was kind of the whole thing in the first game, being a run-based roguelike. So, if this guy died, you know, okay, let's make another one. Mm-hmm. The company that you were associated with, you basically depart from. You end in the first game your ability to reanimate clones, and so you are the last lineage of your former self. You actually find yourself in a ship. You come up and you see your dead body in this one, and there's a whole conversation about how you can no longer come back to life or start over again, and you are on the run. Oh shit, I grabbed one of their that's the other thing you can do. I had picked up their mine. I could have thrown it back at them, but instead I was showing that off to you. The story seems to be good. You're piecing together some stuff. If you are wanting to follow along with that, if I come into this here and I go to data, the story so far, they have a really cool, like, I'll let you read this first one. You retrieve Dax's body. Oh, that's not the first one. There we go. Sorry, that was a pretty big spoiler for everybody. You're basically starting off here, starting a new identity. Adam Rosslyn has signed as a wingman with GMB Prospects, escorting mining crews deep within the DMZ of the battle grades. He hopes for a pass to leave the DMZ on completing his contract. However, while undertaking a mission in a dangerous territory, he and his work colleague Ben Grindle are captured by the Bloodstar gang. Ben is terribly wounded during the incident, and that is why he looks the way he does. He has to get prosthetic parts put on, and
okay.
that's Ben. So it's a really cool story, I think, at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna customize the ship, and that'll be it for the quick look.
Okay. Just for funsies, I went to How Long to Beat, and it's still early because this game just came out. But right now, it's clocking in at around 40 hours, is what it says. The original Everspace, again, being kind of a completely different game with the roguelike, its main story was 17 hours. But if you want to do the completionist stuff, that could get up to 60. I imagine you could dump 60 plus hours in this pretty easy with all of the openness and options you have available to you.
Yeah, I had about 30 hours in on the last one, or I'm sorry, on early access, and that was only, I think, up into the second region that you could go to.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just run around and do all kinds of side missions, job boards. It's all there, and it's very cool. All right, I'm gonna go back down here. I got a quest to turn in, it looks like, and I will show you how to customize, or what customization looks like on your ship. And I do like the variety of worlds. Like this one's really cool with the mountains and kind of like desert around it.
Is there stuff to explore on the worlds, or do you just kind of go to this one place here? And
no, there's like a whole fucking cave system. There's a junkyard in this one where you find a robot AI that's been like hiding out. Like,
so you are really exploring these planets and doing some stuff.
Yeah, totally. There's some cool shit here for sure. So we just got payment. You also get renown that goes up with it. that allows you to unlock what's that shit in Destiny where you can go in and, like, it's not quite achievements, but you've gotten all the armor here, or you've did this thing in the season, like
yeah, what do they call that?
Triumphs.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's a more specific thing for what you just mentioned, but yes, triumphs are another kind of in-game achievement thing for Destiny.
All right, so you can have up to 4 custom slots for your ship, and these are like things that you have equipped as far as like body parts. I only have one set, like what you see with my ship right now is what you see, but I've got a few different paint schemes that I've saved up on it to show off. I really like this one a whole lot. I think it's kind of like a retro little Guardians of the Galaxy look to it. And then I did this one to be highly reflective. So let's say I wanted to edit one of these. I can come into this and show you all the stuff that you can do to it. So I unlocked that new window tint while we were there, which is this, what's something called Bittersweet. Kind of fun. And then engine colors, so you can change what those look like while you're in flight. But the paint job is a pretty interesting one. So this is navy, and it doesn't quite look navy to me. It looks more of like a Carolina blue, but I have it set to metallic, and you can switch this over to standard, and then you can change, like if it's more dull. Like there's a lot of customization for each part of the ship.
Sure.
That you can
like
do here.
A color is not just a color.
Yeah. And again, I found all these, like this is a tier 3 color that I can put on there. And if I exit back out, I'll switch this over, which I do kind of like that green. But you have 3 areas that you can change the color on the ship. And then you've got emissive lights. So I've got these set to red, but I can switch those to blue now if I wanted. White, other colors. And then there are ship modules that I was talking about. Oh, there is something different I got for it. So this is a Type C. That's the Type B if I wanted to change the cockpit.
Little more extended neck.
Yep. And then decals. So you unlock new decals whenever you are out doing shit. So I've got new renown that I unlocked with 3. That will put those decals there, and you can change the color. Just little things that you can tweak if you wanted to add it to it. I like more of a stripped down look. And that's the customization that you can get into with the ship here. The other things that you have are that's the reanimator that I talked about. 100% increased shield capacity, reduced by 20 for each spawned drone. So you can add those from like a condition. I think I've showed off everything. We've gone over the perks, mission structures. Oh, I can get a little bit more renown right now because I did not turn that in. There we go. Did inventory, showed off the other ships. These do reset, so you see some new ones in here. I like those arms on this one quite a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chase, this is Everspace 2. It's very cool. I love this game. I've been super excited for it. And just one other thing I'll call out. If you've been kind of stuck in this loop of every game has a battle pass, every game has to have some sort of like online connectivity. If you're just looking for like an old school game in a way, this is it. Like you get the game, fucking play it. There's no monthly subscriptions. There's no online store to buy new parts for it. You just play this game. And I think there's something to be said about that.
I do like the sound of that. Have you heard anything from Rockfish about potential DLC? I know it just came out, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But it seems like something that could work for a game like this.
For sure. So they've been incredibly active since this thing hit early access. They've done a community stream on Twitch every Friday. They haven't missed it. They've been on top of it, taking questions, showing off new things. It's been really cool to see. As soon as this hit 1.0, they put a big post up on Steam kind of saying like, hey, we did not get everything in the game. One of them's you can customize the cockpit, because I know that you like, I think in driving games you like to see from the inside interior, but they're gonna allow you to customize this. It's currently not there, but I do like this interface quite a bit. Like I think this is pretty neat. So they're gonna add that into it. They're working their asses off to get this on Linux, and they said that that would be coming. So they were trying to get that set up, but they have not talked about like new content yet. But I would see that would be something easy to add into it, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, add a whole other section in if they really need to. So
well,
yeah,
I think it's a very cool game. It is currently $50 on Steam. Well, actually, as we're recording this, it's on sale. It's $10 off or 10% off. So it's $45, but that might not be the case when this goes up. So normally $50. Right? Yes. Right now, if you're on Steam, it's Windows only. No Mac version, no Linux, but it sounds like some of that stuff is in the works.
Yep.
Also on old Xbox and new Xbox, old PlayStation and new PlayStation, and it's a pretty looking game. It's a pretty looking game, Bobby.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think everybody should check this game out. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Everspace 2, and if you want to see us play Everspace 2, tune into the Casual Hours Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/the Casual Hour. We stream Mondays and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Central, and on Fridays, Johnny, our other co-host, will join me to play other types of games, shooters, Fortnite, that sort of thing. And then on Wednesday nights, we record our episodes of the Casual Hour podcast live at 10:30 and post them every Friday at 10 a.m. Central. Chase, this has been awesome. Thanks for hanging out in space with me, and you should all check this game out.